In this video, I'll be packaging up those occlusion masks and saving them as a digital asset. So let's combine these nodes together and create a digital asset. I'm going to select everything from the height field to visualize down to the height field remap, and I'm going to put them into a subnet. And let's tidy this up, bring the subnet up here, and let's right click on the subnet and create a digital asset. I'm going to call this height field occlusion mask. Let's put this into our Pegasus terrain submenu and then hit create. And now we want to begin exposing some parameters for our digital asset. So let's dive inside the digital asset. And the first thing I'm going to add are these parameters from the height field blend. I'm going to add a folder, set it to simple, and call it occlusion layers. And then drag and drop the blend parameters from each one of these layers into the occlusion layers folder. And let's call the first one small, the second one medium, and the third one large. And then I'm going to add a spacer followed by this overall scale. Let's set it back to 1 first, and then drag and drop that into the occlusion layers folder, and then we'll add that at the bottom. I'm going to hit apply and take a look at this, see how it looks. So now I have these 3 parameters where I can adjust the blending of all 3 layers. And then I have this overall scale slider, which I can use just to really pump up the strength of that mask. That spacer just adds this gap between these 2 parameters, just so I can see these 3 grouped together, and this overall scale here just slightly beneath it, and that just helps keep these a bit more readable. And you'll see, as I increase this overall scale, and I push it quite far, we start to get some really dark areas where it goes to completely black, and we get this kind of high saturation as well. So what I'm going to do is come into the height field occlusion mask digital asset, come to the combined layers, and I'm going to check clamp minimum and clamp maximum. So now these mask layers will stay within a value of 0 and 1, no matter how much I increase this overall scale. If I come back up, now that stops us having those really dark areas appearing on the height field color. And if I want to make things darker, I can just decrease the value of the gamma or the brightness. Next, I'm going to add another folder. And I'm going to set this to collapsible and call this remap. And come back inside the digital asset, come to our height field remap, and I'm going to grab this remap label, drag and drop it into the remap folder. Let's add another folder. Again, set the folder type to collapsible, and I'm going to call this one advanced. And here I just want to add some additional parameters, some optional parameters that the user has available to them to kind of control how this occlusion mask behaves. So I'm going to add into here some additional folders, set these to simple, and call the first one occlusion small. What I can do is select the occlusion small folder, hit D on the keyboard, and that will duplicate the folder. I'm going to rename this from small to medium. Hit D again to duplicate it, and then rename medium to large. And from my first height field mask by occlusion, I'm going to drag and drop the view distance into the occlusion small folder. And then I'm going to select the second height field mask by occlusion, drag and drop this view distance into occlusion medium. And from the third one, again, this view distance. And next, I'm going to come down to the high field combine layers, and I want to add the operation to these folders. So from the first one, I'm going to drag and drop this operation into Occlusion Small, and then the second one into Occlusion Medium, and then the third into Occlusion Large. This way, the user can change how these layers are being combined. Currently they're on maximum, but the user might want to switch them to add, maybe even subtract, and combine these together in different ways. So let's hit accept to apply those changes and take a look at our digital asset. So I have these 3 different sliders where I can change how these different layers are being combined and how much influence I want each layer to have. And I can increase the overall scale. And I can also remap the values as well to kind of create a different look. And then I have some advanced options as well if I want to increase the view distance of these different occlusion masks, or change the operation of how these layers are combined. So for instance, I could swap these to add, and then this combines these layers together additively, and that creates, that means they kind of get a bit more darker. I could maybe even choose to subtract some of the smaller areas if I want to go for a bit more of a different look. So maybe I want to use this mask in a bit of a different way. So that might create some kind of interesting effects as well. And you can even combine this mask with other masks. Maybe only apply this to the grass areas, to the highlands, maybe to only the beach areas, to add additional variety to the landscape. So this shows how you can combine different masks together to help art direct the look of a landscape. Next, I'm going to create a more advanced high field mask, which will combine several different types of masks together to add more detail to the landscape.